Let's pretend for a moment that we are Steven Spielberg. We just got done writing Indiana Jones and we are looking for someone to help us back the film. We need producers and a lot of money to get this film going. So we go out and we say to the masses, hey look everyone, I've got this great idea for a movie. And it's going to be an action adventure about an archaeologist. And he's got this awesome whip, and he's a badass teacher by day. And at night, he goes relic hunter, and he travels all over the world. He discovers awesome things like the Ark of the Covenant and the Holy Grail, and he meets beautiful women. And you proceed to use your name, because you're Steven Spielberg. And you've made E.T. and Jaws and all these other awesome movies. So a few weeks later, you've got a huge pile of cash. You start hiring actors and cameramen, and you've got this studio full of people working on Indiana Jones. But after you're about 20% done with Indiana Jones, you decide, I've got this great idea. You stop working on Indiana Jones and decide instead, I'm going to make Jurassic Park. Oh, and by the way, you don't tell any of your investors that gave you millions of dollars until you're halfway done with Jurassic Park. Then you have the audacity to tell your investors, don't worry about it. All the film and cameras and stuff we use on Jurassic Park is actually for Indiana Jones. And everything we do to make one movie will just make the other movie that much better. Well, friends and fellow gamers, that's exactly what Mark Jacobs from City State Entertainment did to all his crowdfunding backers. Let me explain in detail. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and for more gaming videos several times per week, hit that bell button for notification. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, in case you haven't been following this fiasco before today, Camelot Unchained is an MMORPG in development for about 8 years now. It raised $4.5 million from crowdfunding and $5 million from Jacobs and an additional $7.5 million from investors, for a total of $17 million. Camelot Unchained was the successor to Dark Age of Camelot and used a lot of the same principles and foundation of the three factions and a lot of PvP areas along with PvE elements, along with the whole Arthurian legend theme, Norse mythology and Irish mythology mixed in. To this day, Dark Age of Camelot is considered to be one of the best PvP-oriented games ever made and is still going in 2021, even though the player base has fallen dramatically. So, after 8 years of developing Camelot Unchained, from December of 2012 to January of 2020, Jacob announced during a live stream that City State Entertainment was silently developing another game called Ragnarok Colossus. Now, according to the developers, any work done on Ragnarok also benefited Camelot Unchained. This led to a huge controversy for obvious reasons. I even was a backer, but honestly it was so long ago I can't even remember the exact amount. I know it was over $60, but probably under $100. Anyways, many backers requested a refund. However, there is no way of seeing how many backers applied for these refunds or how many of them were successful in receiving their refunds. But there were many, and I mean a lot, of social media platforms of backers not receiving their refunds even several months after requesting for it. But just receiving the same email over and over again asking for the same identification credentials, making many just give up trying to get a refund. So, now let me ask you this. What would have happened to Spielberg for taking 8 years to make Indiana Jones and never releasing it anywhere past 20% completion? Maybe he'd get sued, maybe no one would ever take his movies seriously again. Who really knows, right? Well, let's look a little bit more into what Mark Jacobs had to say to people asking him questions in January of 2020 about why he's developing a game that no one really asked for.
The Fort is a fun game, and it's going to be a really fun game. You look at those great games, I mean, Left 4 Dead series, absolutely fantastic. World War Z surprised a lot of people, came out, sold really well. You know, Saber Interactive has done some great games. And so, you know, we think we have something very different. We love the idea of being able to fight a last stand, a final stand, against incredible odds. we love, I mean, when I mean we, I mean people who've been playing the game so far, just enjoy the challenge of that. And as more tactics and abilities get added, as combos get added, as progression gets added, as more items, both for players and for NPCs, the game just gets more interesting.
Left 4 Dead and World War Z? Come on, man. You know, they didn't get $4.5 million from crowd-funded people and then make Candy Crush. They made Left 4 Dead and World War Z. Gee whiz, Mark Jacobs. There's only one problem with your game getting more interesting. It's not the game crowdfunding backers gave you $4.5 million to make. And every day you're working on this shitty mobile game, it's taking resources away from making the game you said you were going to make.
You had to have known this would have some sort of backlash.
Mm-hmm.
What is the main reason you decided to go through with it anyway?
2 reasons. We thought that it would help CU, and we thought it would be a great game to make. I mean, it's really simple. You know, the investors were really clear with us. They agreed that, you know, we had to make CU at the same time, which is great because we kind of wanted that. Yeah, it's really that simple.
There he goes, guys, trying to sell us on something we didn't ask for, saying the investors agree. But do they really? Because all through this stream, your so-called backers are making a fool of you in chat. Or are they? You seem to be doing a pretty good job of that on your own.
A lot of people are asking about what percentage is the completion of Camelot Unchained.
We have not even tried to figure that out. That's not something we've ever done. That's not anything we are frankly going to do.
And there you have it, guys. They are frankly never ever going to give you an answer on how far along Camelot Unchained is done, straight from the horse's mouth.
Well, and the thing is, so if you like this kind of game and you think of this is what we've done in 4.5 months, where's it going to be in another 4.5 months? So this was a demo area. You know, this is meant to be show you a lot of NPCs, show you, you know, only a few types of them. This is only meant to be one part of the experience. The matches are meant to be a lot longer. There'll be a lot more abilities. You'll have a lot more NPCs in there. So what you've seen, we wanted to keep it simple. And one of the reasons we actually needed to keep it simple is that we don't have a big enough of an art team to do everything we would like with NPC effects, with their animations.
So he's literally telling us right there that, and I quote, we don't have a big enough art team to do everything we would like with NPC effects and animations. End quote. So you expect us to believe that you're developing 2 games when you don't have enough people to make even one game good. Tell me, what are you guys going to do now that Unreal Engine 5 is out and it makes both your games look like a steaming pile of dung? I'm just curious.
Helzik asks, in the past there have been development delays due to restrictions in studio size, in other words, working hands. Has this changed enough to make you confident that CSE can make 2 games in more reasonable time than the already much delayed CU?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, again, look at what we've done.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, let's look at what you've done. You've made an almost unplayable game, and another game nobody wanted in 8 years. Some people made entire human beings, people who grew up, went out of diapers, and went through the 1st grade, the 2nd grade, and the 3rd grade, and still know Camelot Unchained. It's frankly laughable. I mean, by the time you actually finish a game, those human beings will graduate from high school and you can hire them to help you finish.
Take a shot at a creative venture, you can fail. Even Steven Spielberg, again, one of the most talented directors of his time, had a not successful film. So, you know, you never know.
Well, there you have it, friends and fellow gamers. When is Camelot Unchained going to launch? You never know. Hopefully before Indiana Jones 5. Well, that's going to do it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you feel the same way, or not. It's fine. My name's Roger, and I'll see you in the next adventure. Take care, everybody.